Now at 5 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, the city of Victoria has named a new chief for the police of the Victoria Police Department.
A Honduran mother mourning the loss of her family. 5 people were killed in Cleveland near Houston.
And a former U.S. Marine was killed in Ukraine last month while helping civilians evacuate.
And I hope you enjoyed the sunshine for the last 3 days because it's going to go away. The high-level clouds come in tonight. Tomorrow, the low-level humidity comes in, and then we're going to start seeing temperatures. Well, a little perspiration is something we're going to be talking about coming up in just a moment.
Also, violent protests erupt in Paris over the French president's decision to raise the retirement age by 2 years. You're watching 25 News now at 5. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being with us. I'm James Munoz.
And I'm Karina Garcia. The city of Victoria has named a new police chief for the Victoria Police Department. Deputy Chief Chuck Young will take over as chief May 15th. Young joined the department in 2021 and has 42 years of experience. Young began his law enforcement career back in 1980 with the Dallas Police Department. Young says he was close with the previous VPD chief, both having worked Dallas PD and even shared the same vision for the city of Victoria. So the department transition went over smoothly.
They know my work ethic, they know me, and they know that I'm always busy, always doing something, and they like that. And I think that's what the men and women of the department like that. And overall, I think it's a win for everybody, and I'm very excited and humbled by this opportunity. Humble is the key word.
In 2019, prior to joining the Victoria Police Department, Young worked in the private sector with the Dallas Symphony Association. He replaces Chief Roberto Arenando Jr., who left last year to join the city of Carlton. And this brings us to your viewer poll this afternoon. Scan that QR code on your screen to vote right now. The question is, are you satisfied with the choice for Chief of VPD? Yes or no? We want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote, and we will have an update on 25 News Now at 6.
The Wharton County Sheriff's Office reports a bailout this morning on U.S. Highway 59, just north of FM 102. 3 people were detained and 5 people remain on the run. Deputies are searching for the remaining 5 people. Victoria police officers responded to a large street fight in the 3500 block of Wildwood Street Saturday. As they were dispersing the fight, an officer was assaulted. Authorities arrested 33-year-old Jesse Huereca and were forced to use a taser on him. During his arrest, police say 41-year-old Joshua Cuellar interfered with officers. Huereca is charged with assault on a public servant. Cuellar is charged with interfering with public duties. Early voting wraps up Tuesday at 5 p.m. Polls open at 8 a.m. You can vote at the Dr. Patty Dodson Public Health Center, 2805 North Navarro, Classroom A. Voters will decide a $10 million bond election at Victoria College and 2 school board races in the Victoria ISD. The Industrial ISD also has a school board race. All right, I'm hearing that sun is hot out there. You can tell people red in the face needing cold water, Mac.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, and we complain about the cloud cover. Oh, there's no sun, there's no sun. Then the sun shows up, and it's just blazing out there. We're going to start warming up, folks, as temperatures get back up into the upper 80s this week. On the quiet side in terms of any storms, but you're just going to see a gradual ramping up. 82 right about now. We are looking at temperatures getting to the upper 80s coming up in a few days, and so we'll be talking about that coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Mac, thank you so much. A major highway in central Illinois shut down today after this dust storm blew through and triggered a chain reaction crash. Illinois State Police say numerous vehicles collided. The pileup shut down a portion of I-55 in both directions south of Springfield. So far, there are reports of multiple deaths and more than 30 people hurt. Forecasters say winds gusted between 35 and 45 miles an hour, and the dust storm created blinding conditions, triggering the crash.
As hundreds of police officers join a manhunt for the suspect accused of killing 5 of his neighbors in Cleveland, the mother of one of the victims and her 9-year-old son who were murdered is speaking out.
Authorities say the victims were killed after asking their neighbor to stop shooting since a baby was asleep inside the home.
Francia Guzman says her daughter had a dream. Sonia Guzman left her native Honduras for the United States in 2014, hoping to make enough money to build a house for her mother and her siblings because they didn't have a home they could call their own.
Porque como nosotros no teníamos casa, no teníamos donde vivir.
We didn't have a house. We didn't have a place to live. We would go from one place to another, and she didn't want that for her siblings, she said. The 29-year-old Honduran immigrant is one of the 5 people murdered Friday night in Cleveland, Texas, in what authorities describe as almost execution style. Everybody was shot above the neck, including Sonia Guzman's 9-year-old son, identified as Daniel Enrique Lazo Guzman.
I don't care if he was here legally. I don't care if he was here illegally. He was in my county. 5 people died in my county, and that is where my heart is.
Que es mentira, es algo que...
Germán Guzman, the boy's uncle and his mother's brother, says everybody living at the house where the shooting happened were members of the same extended family from Honduras.
La verdad, nosotros llevamos muy bien como hermanos.
We truly got along very well as siblings, and we also truly got along very well with all of them as relatives, he said. I have no words to tell their parents and siblings about what happened because this is very painful. Sonia Guzman's dream came true. With the money she made in the United States, she was able to help her mother buy a home in the town of La Misión, located in the Honduran province of Comayagua.
Ella nunca me dejó de la mano.
She never left me alone. It's very difficult to know that I won't hear her voice anymore, her mother says. She left full of excitement, and now I'm just hoping she will come back, even if it is in a coffin, so that I can say goodbye.
In the middle of their pain, the family is asking for help to be able to transport the remains of their loved ones back to their native Honduras. Sonia Guzman's mother told CNN that all she wants now is to be able to give their daughter and grandson a proper burial in the land where they were born. Rafael Romo, CNN, Atlanta.
The Honduran consulate in Houston is offering support to the families of the victims and will help with funeral arrangements. Here's more on that manhunt for 38-year-old Francisco Oropesa Perez Torres. It's now in its 3rd day. There's an $80,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. Authorities say the Mexican national was deported 4 times. Prior to Friday's shooting, police were responding to the victim's home due to harassment complaints. Late Friday, before they began receiving calls about an active shooter at that same location, members of the Texas Rangers, the FBI, and the Montgomery County SWAT are involved with the search.
A former U.S. Marine was killed in Ukraine last month. Cooper Harris Andrews was hit on the outskirts of Bakhmut. His mother said he left in November to join a group of foreign fighters helping Ukraine's military. On social media, the group said Andrews was killed while helping evacuate civilians. His mother said it likely happened on a road called Road of Life, which is a road used by the Ukrainian military to resupply their forces. His body has yet to be recovered due to the intense fighting continuing. Union leaders have called for nationwide protests over the French president's decision to raise the retirement age by 2 years.
He signed the reform into law last month without a full vote in Parliament.
Even after months of protests, it was a day of remarkable violence. Anger not just at pension reform, but at the government itself. Clashes erupted within the first half hour of demonstrations in Paris. May Day is a traditional day of marches for workers' rights in France. But this year, with the raising of the retirement age from 62 to 64, protesters were out in droves. In Marseille, Rennes, Toulouse, and in the capital.
You just have to look at the processions behind. You can see that today is a historic May Day, and we can see that this day of mobilization is a stinging denial of all the bets made by the government.
From September, the French will start working longer than they had after the government pushed through the reform without a vote in Parliament. But the unions have vowed to fight on nonetheless. This May the 1st was always expected to be an important barometer of the popular anger there is out there, but it's likely also an important measure of just how difficult the next 4 years of governing are likely to be for the French president. All the more so because, despite the many months of strikes and sporadic violence, more than 62% of the French are sympathetic to the movement, according to polling from April.
We are going to show Mr. Macron that the country, we are not happy with this reform and it will not do.
The government says the current pension system is simply not affordable. Its deficit at risk of spiraling out of control. But that line hasn't dampened the popular anger so far, with frustration against Emmanuel Macron and his manner of governing showing no signs of letting up. Melissa Bell, CNN, Paris.
Singer Ed Sheeran returns to a New York court today for day 5 of the copyright lawsuit against him. He's sued by the family of Ed Townsend, who claimed Sheeran lifted the melody, chord progression, harmonies, and rhythm from Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On. A guitar was brought in again for more writing song demonstrations. Attorney Ben Crump is representing the Townsend family. Marvin Gaye's estate is not a party in the lawsuit, who denies the allegations against him.
For more on today's news stories, come to crossroadstoday.com. Read about an arrest made in connection to a fatal shooting in Seadrift. Under news, a man accused of killing his mother there. Stay with us. Straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5. A drunk driver accused of killing a bride in South Carolina.
Also ahead, a university in Virginia shuts down its computer systems in response to a cyber attack.
They, of course, have never met in person. Ricardo has been stuck in Canada. How do you get stuck in Canada?
He went there for a job.
I go to Canada all the time. I've never been stuck. Does he know you're here?
No, he does not.
Surprise. You go to food banks, but you're feeding his Beverly Hills maid.
Yes.
What kind of no-good son of a bitch will take money from a woman? All new Dr. Phil.
The biggest Jeopardy event ever is in prime time.
Monday, May 8th. 6 all-time greats.
What is grit?
Who's Caro?
What is Mean Girls?
One incredible tournament.
Oh, I think you should get this checked out. Bring it.
Who will be crowned the first ever Jeopardy Masters champion? If we have any more games like that, I don't know if my heart is going to hold out.
Jeopardy Masters primetime event starts Monday, May 8th, 8/7 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
You're ready to pop the question, and we're ready to help. They say a wedding is for a day and a marriage for a lifetime. Your bride deserves a statement piece that will remain timeless through it all. You've found the one. Now it's time to find the one for her. With a large variety and expert advice, Regal Jewelers will do more than just suffice. Since 1997, Regal Jewelers has been in service to you and making the dreams of the Crossroads come true. Shop with confidence at Regal Jewelers in the Victoria Mall.
A 34-year-old newlywed bride is dead in South Carolina and her husband hurt after police say a drunk driver hit the golf cart they were riding in. A 25-year-old woman is facing reckless homicide and felony DUI charges. Witnesses say the force of the impact threw the golf cart more than 100 yards. Her new husband's mother says he's in serious condition with broken bones and a brain injury. 2 other people from the wedding party were also hurt. The couple were only married for a few hours when the incident happened. There's a total computer blackout at one Virginia college. Leaders at Bluefield University shut all the school systems down after a reported cybersecurity attack Sunday. Final exams and assignments for students were postponed. A university staff member says no one should try to access systems right now.
Right now, don't get on any of our systems at the moment. Access through logging in might open up your personal devices and your own systems up for invasion. So we want to make sure that everybody's off the system now. And for the moment, just hang tight while we work with professionals to assess the situation and are able to move forward from there.
It's not known exactly how long the school will have to keep its computers shut down. Even if it's for an extended period, students will have to take finals at some point. The American Cancer Society estimates doctors will diagnose more than 97,000 new cases of melanoma this year.
But there are ways to protect yourself, and here's how.
It's one of the most common cancers in the U.S., but skin cancer is also one of the most preventable. While anyone can get melanoma, some risk factors make it more likely.
We think about age as a risk factor, Skin color and hair color, so lighter skin and lighter hair, especially redheads, have an increased risk of melanoma.
Dermatologist Allison Larson with MedStar Health says other risk factors include sun exposure, whether it's short-term or long-term, especially when it leads to sunburns. Indoor tanning beds also increase risk, and so can family history and personal health history, as well as medications that suppress the immune system. The best way to lower the risk, protect your skin from the sun, whether that's through clothing or sunscreen. Larson recommends one that's at least 30 SPF or higher.
The brand, the type, honestly, it really doesn't matter as much as someone's willingness to use it and to reapply.
Larson says if possible, avoid the sun around midday when it's at its peak, and also keep an eye on your skin as early detection is critical.
And see if there's anything that looks irregular. See if there's anything that catches your eye because it has multiple colors, because it has a border that's shaped in an irregular way, maybe something larger than your other growths.
If something does stand out, Larson says that doesn't necessarily mean it's melanoma, but it's a good reason to see your doctor. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Clean air advocates are calling for more bans on gas leaf blowers and lawnmowers because they release large amounts of pollution into the air. So far, California, Burlington, Vermont, and Washington, D.C. have implemented bans or limits. Advocates hope this will launch the transition to electric lawn equipment. While they're quieter, critics say the electric machines are not as powerful and are generally more expensive.
Now here's a closer look at the damage in Virginia Beach after a tornado tore through the area Sunday. The National Weather Service rated it an EF3 with winds up to 150 miles an hour. Several homes were damaged, some shifted off their foundations, while others had their roofs completely torn apart. Gas leaks were also reported in the area. Authorities say no one was reported hurt. Cleanup efforts are still underway.
All right, grab your cell phone, scan this QR code, our quick response code, to download the Crossroads Today app. You can watch us wherever, whenever, get breaking news alerts, and vote in our viewer polls, submit news tips, videos, and photos, and know about our ongoing contests.
Well, temperatures started spiking today once the sun came up. We are going to be looking at warmer and warmer temperatures, and we'll talk a little bit about how that dust storm in the Central Plains came about today. It was pretty bad. We'll have more on that coming up in a moment. Stay tuned.
There's a powerful beast said to be roaming these woods. And if you listen carefully, you can hear it. And sometimes you can see its tracks. And every now and then, you get a quick glimpse of it.
Grandpa telling his stories again.
The 2023 Toyota Tundra. Better trucks make better stories. Toyota. Let's go places.
Every day we help kids navigate the realities of the world and make healthy, lifelong choices. Kids learn about alcohol, tobacco, and drugs in lots of ways, often from friends and siblings. While kids may hear lots of harmful information, parents do play a huge role in helping them make the right decision. Talking to your child, sitting down to a family meal at night just to discuss how their day went, or encouraging extracurricular activities can make all the difference.
Hello, neighbor. Before you buy a home,
Before you sell a home,
before you make any home improvements, call USA Foundation Repair.
a thorough and honest inspection is what you get from USA Foundation Repair.
We work with realtors and contractors on the front line every day doing inspections and repairs. Don't get taken to the train station. Get the USA Foundation Repair brand of approval. Call us today for an honest inspection.
Welcome back, everybody. Good Monday morning to everybody. I hope you enjoyed the weekend because it was really special. And you know what? There aren't that many weekends that pretty, you know, with low humidity. I know it's a little breezy, but it was quite sunny and quite nice. 82 right about now. Our temperature spiked. Let's see. We got up to 85 right at about 3 o'clock. So between 11 and 3, when the skies were clear and the sun shone brightly, temperature went up 12 degrees, so it wasn't your imagination. And this morning, of course, 58, that was nice and comfortable because of the low humidity. But as we get into the week, those temperatures are going to be going up and the humidity is going to be going up as well. That's why I say enjoy the nice weather when we can get it. Here's the crossroads, as you see right about there. Not a bad looking day. We of course are looking to see, okay, what's next? Where is the next storm coming from? We don't have any really big storms coming. I'll tell you why in a second. Here we're San Antonio, and there's just a few little light showers out west. But in the Central Plains, we are the beneficiaries of this big ridge of high pressure. You see right there, like I said, when you see the H, that's generally good weather. When you see the L, that's generally bad weather, okay? So good weather in the Central Plains coming down, but clear skies, gusty winds, soil that has not greened up yet. I mean, we're nice and green. We've got all our corn plants growing beautifully out there, but in the Midwest, it really hasn't greened up. So that wind across that desert or the plains created that monstrous dust storm. Last I heard, it was something like 100 cars that were piled up because there's an accident. People are coming behind it. You can't see it. And next thing you know, you boom, boom, boom. So it was a big problem there. And of course, just unique conditions setting up with that wind and the lack of vegetation to grow right about there. But high pressure is going to be dropping southeastward while the northeast gets all the nasty weather. By the time we get to maybe Wednesday or Thursday, we'll start seeing some stormy weather way up north, but nothing in our area. What we're going to be getting is just a return of that Gulf moisture and the morning clouds and the afternoon clouds and the humidity, but just a light little rain shower. There's no what we call upper air support. There'll be little bitty showers, so we may see a drop or two right about there until this system starts rolling out of the plains, and we'll see what that does by next weekend because it may have a little front associated with it. Here's a the future tracker. You can see how the winds are all strongly out of the southeast or east-southeast. They're going to be with us tomorrow. And you can see how the cloud deck is really going to thicken up. So, like I said, enjoy the sun while you can if you need it. Otherwise, we're looking for cloudy skies really for the rest of the week. And our chances for rain is almost, that much. Hardly a chance. And if we get anything, it'll be morning light showers coming in off the Gulf waters. So nothing significant to speak of right about now as we get all the way into the end of this week. So if you're, worried about more severe weather, we're okay. We're looking at mostly sunny tomorrow, maybe a cloud or two, then very cloudy by the time Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And those 3 days, we got the overcast, the humidity up into the upper 80s, and just a few little drips here and there. That's your 7-day forecast. Now, we do have that QR code that James was talking about. If you scan that and put it on your cell phone, we'll be able to send you tweets and other information necessary to get about your day. That's your 7-day forecast, and we'll toss it back to Karina.
All right, Mac, thank you so much. Coming up next on 25 News Now at 5, we'll take a look at Wall Street. Plus, American Airlines pilots have authorized to strike as frustrations rise ahead of summer travel.
Hi folks, Greg at Full of Pep. A longtime customer talked to me the other day and told me they switched to a horse feed from another company because it was cheaper than ours. Before long, the shape of his horses deteriorated and one ended up at the vet. Our equine feeds are formulated to keep your horses in the best condition and maintain peak performance at any life stage. We're not the cheapest, but we sell a superior quality product at a fair price. And in my opinion, that's value. Come see us at Full of Pep.
Hi, I'm Stacy with Hall Lighting and Design Center, and I would like to personally invite you in to experience how we define normal every single day. How do we define normal? By bringing the most exquisite home furnishings, lighting, and accessories from all over the world. We've become a destination for shoppers all across Texas, giving you an experience like no other. Come see for yourself at Hall Lighting and Design Center in Victoria how you too can define normal.
You want to have purpose, to unlock your full potential. Imagine a career that fits you. With the Pathways at Victoria College, you can take steps towards a high-paying career that fits you and your interests. Or save money by completing courses you need before transferring to a university to earn a bachelor's degree. No matter where you came from or where you are now, Victoria College will take you where you want to be. The world needs you. Are you ready? Victoria College. Enroll today.
Join us for the grand opening of a 900-acre master planned community, Garcia's Creek Ranch Estates, located just south of Inez, Texas, with 5 to 38-acre lots. To celebrate, we're offering special pre-sale pricing during this event on May 6th and 7th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Enjoy lunch, music, and private tours by horse-drawn buggies. It's time to build the home of your dreams in Garcia's Creek Ranch Estates.
Taking a look at your stocks, the Dow losing 47 points, the S&P 500 losing 1 point, and the Nasdaq down 14 points. Oil down $1.12, closing at $75.66 a barrel. The labor union representing American airline pilots has authorized a strike. The Allied Pilots Association says they could begin picketing at major airport hubs nationwide, although there's no timeline for when this might happen. American Airlines says neither picketing nor strike authorization votes will impact flights or its operations, and a strike will only happen if terms for a new contract are not reached. Pilots from Southwest and United are also demanding new contracts with their airlines.
Regulators seized troubled First Republic Bank early today, making it the second largest bank failure in U.S. history. All of its deposits and most of its assets were sold to J.P. Morgan Chase in a bid to stop further banking turmoil, which has dominated the first half of this year. It's the third mid-sized bank to fail in less than 2 months. The only larger bank failure in the U.S. was Washington Mutual, which collapsed at the height of the 2008 financial crisis and was also taken over by J.P. Morgan in a similar government-orchestrated deal.
Alrighty, stay with us. We'll take one last look at your forecast, plus buried treasure, including nearly 200 Roman coins found in Italy.
At a time when misinformation is all too common on social media, we take great pride in bringing you the news that matters, that impacts your family, news you can trust. Local broadcast journalists bring you the facts, covering the stories breaking in our community and across the globe. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on local journalism. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Texas? Now's the time to gear up and save on a new Ford SUV. Get great deals on our most capable lineup. Now with a great in-stock selection to choose from, like the spacious and tech-savvy Ford Expedition or Ford Explorer and Bronco Sport. Ford SUVs, #1 in brand loyalty. Drive Escape now with 0% financing plus $1,000 cash, plus up to $500 accessories cash, plus complimentary maintenance.
Ford is the best in Texas.
Protecting your eyesight is important, but who can you trust for eye care? Luckily, we have an excellent resource of compassionate eye doctors right here in South Texas at Victoria Eye Center. Dr. Sean Cavusi, Dr. Daniel Bustos, Dr. Peter Lamb, Dr. George Buzalis, Dr. Jack Lee, as well as our skilled team of optometrists provide treatment for diabetic eyes, cataracts, glaucoma, dry eye, LASIK, and much more. With 5 locations in South Texas, there's bound to be an office near you. Contact Victoria Eye Center to schedule an eye exam.
Need weather around the clock? When the weather changes in the Crossroads, you need a reliable source. Visit Interactive Radar online for the latest conditions in the Crossroads area. CrossroadsToday.com. Weather at your fingertips. 25 News Now would like to invite you to experience our new digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. Go to the link on your screen for more information on how to download.
This is the most talented class we have ever had.
American Idol goes live, coast to coast.
It's time to shine. Just watch me
What this show is all about. American Idol, live tonight on ABC.
Live Tuesday, we're talking Met Gala fashion. Plus, she's flying in from Neverland. Yara Shahidi. Achoo! Oh, sorry, girl.
We want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon, Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus.
Archaeologists spotted coins in the Tuscan forest northeast of Loverno in November 2021. They unearthed 175 coins buried in a terracotta pot. The coins were dated from around 157 BC up to about 82 BC. The group says all but 2 were intact and in good condition, and those 2 can be restored. Researchers believe the coins likely belonged to a soldier who was saving up for a farm. He likely died before he was able to unearth the coins. The coins will go on display at the Museum of Natural History of the Mediterranean.
Aww.
That's pretty amazing, really.
Really neat. Long
And
time
that
ago.
Very good-looking coins for 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, pretty well intact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you imagine using a Roman coin to operate the telephone?
Right.
Oh, you don't understand. There used to be
I
quarter
understand.
machines. And
Yeah.
Phone booth.
Used to be
I knew the
public
phone
phones.
booths.
Yeah, okay.
He said, yeah, okay. I mean, I never used them,
Yeah,
but I know them.
I know.
Okay, okay.
You remember that,
Oh,
don't
I
you?
remember, yeah.
We used to have to call news stories in with a quarter and a quarter.
We'd fight over the phone booth. I was first. Me first.
That's so funny. Well, tell me about the weather here, though, because
Well,
it's
it's
pretty sunny.
Looking good today, lots of sun, and hope you enjoyed the weekend. The clouds are going to be rolling back in, and we're going to start pushing the temperature up a little higher and higher. It's that time of the year. There's a low-grade chance of a sprinkle or two. These are basically too much humidity in the air and the wind shaking it out. So these are very light showers for the next few days. But by the time we get to Sunday or Saturday, we're looking at 88 as a high temperature.
All right. Thank you, Mac. Thank you for being with us. Remember, we're always on at Crossroads Today Plus.
And we hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 6. World News Tonight with David Muir is up next.